I get to spend my days going around meeting new people and listening to their issues and working through their problems and hopefully finding good solutions for them. But I also get to visit lots of different people, lots of really interesting people, and every day for me is a bit of an adventure because I'm learning all the time about how different people live, different cultures, different languages, and I get to go to lots of events and see people putting on wonderful shows, and I get invited to lots of beautiful meals, wonderful dinners. So I have a lovely time. It's good fun.
What are your main responsibilities?
Okay, so I just said, I guess one of the things that I do is I have to go and listen to people in the local community, listen carefully to their concerns, see what their problems are, and see if I can work out a way to resolve those problems with myself and the other councillors on the council. So I'm the mayor, so my job is to look after the whole of the council. And on the council there's 15 councillors and I'm one of them. And so I lead those 15 councillors to attend meetings and work together to find solutions to make things work. One of my big responsibilities, and we've just finished the job, is every year to set the budget. So everybody who owns property in Cumberland has to pay the council a fee called rates. Every year everyone pays their rates and the money goes into the council's revenue, and it's my job with my other 14 councillors to work out how that money should be spent and to make sure that we don't overspend so that we've always got enough money into the future. That's a big part of our job.
What do you do to support your local schools?
Well, let me think. I turn up for interviews when I'm asked, that's one thing. But the council has a pretty good relationship, I think, with a lot of our local public schools, particularly in trying to coordinate programs that support the children in the schools. So we put on lots of programs during the school holidays, particularly in relation to sport or arts and crafts or dancing or other sorts of activities. And we also have something called a community grants program. So if the schools want to apply for some funding so that they can do extra programs, they can apply to the council, and people sit on a panel and they make a decision whether or not to give them some money to run that particular program. So apart from us running programs or supporting the schools running programs, the other thing I do in my job as mayor is I work in the political area trying to convince other leaders to do things that's helpful to our schools. So one of the things I did last year was I went to Parliament House and I met with some politicians and I talked about our local schools and what we needed here, and encouraged them to give us more money for the schools. So that's another part of my job.
What are some local issues that impact school kids?
Okay, I think from the council's point of view, we've been looking pretty closely at safety. So we want to make sure that our children in Cumberland are safe at school, out in public, and also feel safe at home. One of the things we've been doing over the last few months is trying to encourage everyone to learn to swim. So water safety has become a big issue for us in Cumberland Council. We've got 5 swimming pools and we want to make sure that when the children visit that they're safe there. But road safety is also a big issue for us. We have a road safety officer and we work with the schools and the police to make sure children are safe on the streets.
What advice can you give kids that want to make a difference in their local community?
Okay, that's a really good question. I think the best thing you can do is be part of the community. So don't just go to school and go home. Try and volunteer. Try and get involved in other things that are going on. Join a sport on the weekends and start to meet people away from your friends and family. Meet other interesting people. Get involved in extra activities at the school. If the teachers are asking for volunteers for some special activity, put your hand up and get involved. The more you get to learn about the local community, the more you can help it. So I think that's probably the best thing you can do. Just be active and spend time with other people. The other thing that I think is really good is to ask lots of questions from people you trust, friends and family, people and your teachers. So if you're curious about something, speak up, ask more, and then you'll learn more. And people will be grateful that you're interested, and they'll start to involve you more because they think you're interested in the things you're asking their questions about. So I think that's my best advice. And I gave that advice today to a whole lot of ladies I went to visit for lunch. It was a Mother's Day lunch. And it was put on over in Wentworthville for all these mums who've only been in Australia for a few months. So they're all new refugee arrivals, and most of them don't speak very much English, and they don't know anybody in Sydney. And I said to them that what they were doing at the lunch was a really good idea because they didn't have family in Sydney, but they could now meet these friends and they would have people that could support them. And I said the best thing they can do is to get out and get involved with other people. Yep.
That's all.
That's
Very
all
good.
the pet questions.